Hello Wild Hearts, and welcome to this little vid where I talk about the vision of the 7 Deadly Sins series versus 7 Heavenly Virtues series. If you don't know what it is, check it out. We're doing 7 blogs this year. We're exploring the topic between sin versus a virtue, and we've got creative weeks, and it's really, really fun. Here it is, the why behind this series. So, I wonder how you felt when you saw the series getting plugged. Some of you might have thought, ooh, that sounds interesting or intriguing, or I'm really interested in what that is. Some of you might have actually been triggered, like the word sin can be a bit of a trigger word even sometimes. And some of you maybe thought, oh, what's the theology behind that? Is it Catholic? Is this promoting us to get right before God with our own efforts? This is exactly why I am... Okay, that is my cat howling in the background, guys. We'll just ignore that. Moses says hello. I think she's having a bit of a hard day today. Okay, come on, Moses. This series is actually for the church. We are having these conversations about sin and virtue. So my prayer for this series is that it inspires conversation to broaden the chat about sin. Because you know what I've always been very confused about? I feel like sexuality or getting drunk is spoken about in church way more than any other sin. And something during coronavirus that's really come to the surface is the damage and the rotten fruit of purity culture, where people are shamed into not having sex. But gossip run rampant in the church, or there are people that are full of envy or wrath, being passive aggressive or giving the silent treatment or gossiping. Like, those things are all forms of wrath. And you see all these things and those things aren't being chatted about or addressed. And I'm like, can anybody see this? This is not right. This isn't fair. So, and don't get me wrong, there are loads of people talking about this in the church, but I just want to use my little voice to be a part of this conversation of saying, okay, but what about envy, wrath, greed, gluttony, laziness, and all of these other things that can be in our lives? Let's have a conversation about it. And as believers, we know we are righteous in God because Jesus, beautiful Jesus, he made us righteous and holy and pure because of what he did for us. We know that it's the Holy Spirit that transforms us. When I look back, when I think about the things that have had a hold over my life and Jesus has set me free, you know, that's stories for another day. I just think that was God's Spirit. That was not my own effort. There's nothing we can do in our strength to sort of give us that inner freedom. No, but as Christians, we are supposed to renew our minds, and iron sharpens iron. I have felt so blessed to be able to be a part of this series because I am reading the Bible about stories of arrogance and envy and comparison and all of these things that can tangle us up inside, and I am being transformed really in the process. My mind is blown. I'm like, wow, there is so much inspiring gold. Even in the second article in Creative Week, which was envy versus kindness, when I wrote the article, I was reflecting on what I went through at school because I got bullied at school, like many of us did. I also had a really good experience of school, but the bullying that happened was from boys, and I got to reflect on that from really digging into the story of Leah and Rachel, and I just thought, wow, this is so relevant to our lives today. So guys, I just know that you're going to be inspired, and on the creative weeks before the article gets released, we're getting amazing people from all over the place sharing their perspectives as well in different creative ways. And if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. We've done pride versus humility, we've done envy versus kindness, we've done wrath versus forgiveness, and the next article is gluttony versus wisdom. Now, disclaimer, we're not talking about food and gluttony, rather we're going to focus on consumerism, and guys, the most interesting chats are coming from it, so definitely stay tuned, get involved, and let me know what your thoughts are. Message us on Wild Hearts, and hey guys, if you love Jesus and you're creative, message and get involved in the creative week. So yes, without further ado darlings, have an amazing day, and I will see you very soon. Bye.